How's it going, everyone? It's Tommy here, and welcome back to another video. That's the last time I'm making an intro like that, man. Alright? I ain't making no more intros like that. I was cringe. You're fired.
That's a bit harsh.
Okay, we'll talk to after the video. After I finish recording the video, we'll talk. Okay? What's up, guys? It's Natural here, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Massive games this weekend. We've got some cracking, enthralling, ONG matches. Some of them were down awful, and I wish I would never talk about. The biggest game of the weekend was Arsenal against Liverpool. Both teams will find out what they're really made of this season in this match. Can Arsenal's defence handle Salah, Mane and Firmino? And can Liverpool's defence handle Aubameyang and Lacazette? Well, they did. I thought they were excellent. I thought Arsenal's midfield was sensational. I thought Arsenal in the midfield battle. I thought Granit Xhaka at times where it was iffy. But the boy who I said at the start of the season will be Arsenal's signing of the season is Lucas Torreira. I thought he was sensational. I thought he was man of the match. He put on some unbelievable tackles. He really is the man that Arsenal have been crying out for a world-class CDM. He is that for them. He was exceptional and thoroughly deserved his man of the match performance. As for Liverpool, they took the lead in this game thanks to James Milner in the second half, but to be honest, in the first half they should have had a goal. Mane's goal was onside. Again, VAR needs to be in the Premier League as soon as possible to get these decisions spot on right. It's the only league that doesn't have VAR yet. PFA, get your act together, seriously. And also, Van Dijk hit the post with Brent Leno, who had a horrible game, to be honest. He really struggled in the goalkeeping position. And maybe Peter Cech, I think he's a better goalkeeper in terms of a shot stopper, but Ben Leno's probably better with his feet. So Arsenal have a dilemma in that position. And then Arsenal had chances in the first half as well. Arsenal probably shaded in the first half, you could say. The second half, it was really end to end. But Arsenal got a goal, got the equaliser thanks to Lacazette with an absolutely exceptional finish in the back. I mean, your goalkeeper was never going to save that. He scores He scores it. It was 1-1. A cracking result and a cracking game from two teams that looked like to be the real deal this season. Liverpool would have lost that game last season if it was down to the defence. Arsenal would have lost that game last season if it wasn't down to the midfield. So both teams definitely strengthened in the midfield and the defence this season, and both teams definitely are. But one of them is title contenders in Liverpool. Definitely Arsenal have a huge opportunity this season to get top four. Now heading to Spain in Madrid. I'm talking about Real Madrid, who have now got their first win at home in La Liga for I don't know, must be 4 or 5 months now.
You serious?
Since the awful week they've had, they lost to Barcelona this time last week in a 5-1 thumping where Suarez scored a hat-trick. And they sacked Lopetegui, which wasn't really a surprise because there's no doubt about it, he's lost the dressing room. And then the new manager in for now, and the Real Madrid B team manager, he's now come in just to steady the ship, make sure it doesn't go overboard in terms of sinking. And they won this game 2-0, but they had 2 late goals at the end because Valladolid played very well. And to be honest, if they had a top goal scorer, they would definitely have beaten Real Madrid in this game. And Real Madrid, for me, I think we're seeing the end of this Real Madrid team. Like Benzema, like Bale, like Modric, like Toni Kroos, Sergio Ramos. I think they will all sort of come to the end of their careers. Varane is a good player, but again, will he be at Real Madrid next season? There's speculation his contract's going to be up probably in 2 years' time, and he ain't signed a new one. So I think Real Madrid, this team's coming to the end. They need to bring in new blood, new faces, and for me, probably a new manager. Now, who would that be? Pochettino has always been linked with that job. I don't think Pochettino would leave Tottenham right now to go to Real Madrid. I mean, Tottenham are building something. Real Madrid aren't building anything. So whoever takes the job of Real Madrid have a huge job on its hands because we're seeing the end of this team and they need a new team. So it's a big job for them. They got a good win at the weekend anyway, 2-1 against Valladolid, but Real Madrid, a lot more work needs to be done. Now heading to France, in Paris, and the top 2 teams in Ligue 1 fought it out in what was a very decent game. Leo have had an excellent start to the season and definitely been the surprise package in Liga in this season. This time last season they were fighting in the relegation zone. Now they're third in League. Now they're joined second in League right now, and I thought they played very well. Yes, PSG, their spending power is unbelievable, and their squad power is unbelievable, and their front three is also unbelievable. But I thought Leo played well. I just thought they just didn't have the strength and depth in terms of numbers going forward, unlike PSG. And PSG won this game thanks to Neymar and Mbappe's 2 goals. I thought Neymar was sensational.
Okay.
And he looks like maybe showing what we all knew what Neymar can do. It's just his antics and his diving and his off the mean manner, you could say, we don't like about Neymar. But he was excellent in this game, and Foy was man of the match, and he terrorised Leo's midfield and defence all game. Mbappe was also excellent. Cavani's sort of not really been the Cavani of old. I don't know if he's struggling with injury or just confidence in terms of form. But a good win for PSG, which now makes it a club record 11th, I think that's 11th or 12th win in a row in Liga. They are absolutely smashing it right now. The best start they've ever made to Liga this season. I think it's the best start that any team's ever made in Liga this year. They are going to win. They're going to win the Liga title. It's pretty much wrapped up, and we're not even in December yet. So it looks like Leo looks like to be fighting with who's going to finish best for the rest of this season. But they have an outside chance this year. Okay, Champions League, please. We'll get a Champions League. Now we're into Germany, and Bayern Munich. It doesn't get any better for them. They drew this weekend against relegation fighting Freiburg at home at the Allianz Stadium, and it doesn't really look like Bayern are sort of going in the right direction. Like I said in the previous videos, their squad depth is not good enough. They didn't invest in their team. They bought in. They gave in Roger Sanchez, who again should not be playing for Bayern Munich because his confidence is on the floor and he's really struggling to get anything going this season. And I said he should back to Benfica. Bayern said we'll give him another chance. Massive pressure is on Bayern Munich right now. Can they find the form that got them the won the Bundesliga last season? Wait and see on that. Massive pressure is now on the manager, who's got a massive game coming in the Champions League this weekend against AK Athens. Which, if they lose that game, I can see him being sacked. Which I feel sorry for him, to be honest. I don't think he's the man. I don't think he's the main culprit of the problem at Bayern Munich. I think the board of Bayern Munich have to take a lot of the blame as well. So massive pressure is on Bayern right now. Good point for Freiburg, and they're fighting for relegation. Now heading back to Italy, I'm talking about Inter Milan, who won 5-0 this weekend against Genoa. Genoa have had 2 matches this week against both Milan clubs, but also beat by AC Milan on Wednesday, and then they got thrashed 5-0 at the weekend. Now Inter look like to be the Inter of old. They're playing some great football. They didn't have their main man Mario Icardi this weekend. He was on the bench, rested for the Barcelona match. They didn't need him. They won 5-0. Now can Inter Milan really win games consistently without Mario Icardi? That remains to be seen. No, yes, they did win. I remember, I think it was against, it might have been against Bologna or Chievo this season, and they won 3-0. So they can win games without Mario Icardi, but they still need the man who puts the ball in the net, and he is the best at doing that in Serie and probably in Europe right now. Right now, can Inter Milan really fight for the Scudetto? Because right now they're the informed team in Serie. We'll wait to see on that one. I don't think they can. I still think Juventus are so ahead of everybody else in the league, but they are definitely real challengers for Champions League again this season. They could easily be finishing best for the rest of the season. It's probably between now and Napoli. Roma's inconsistent this season. I don't see it, but they look a really good team this season, Inter Milan. The strength and depth, they've also really good players in Angolan and our players as well. We still will play this weekend, and a good win nonetheless for Inter Milan. Genoa, tough week for you guys. Now into the Premier League, and Manchester City win again, score again, thrash a team again. They're just, what more can you say about Manchester City that hasn't already been said? They're going to break more records than they did last season. Can they go a whole season and win another 100% to 100 points? I didn't think they can do that. Maybe they can. I think this is probably their best start to the season they had last season, or if it is, then maybe a point worse off than they were last season. But they are flying right now, Manchester City. They're scoring goals for fun. They're beating teams for fun. It's just become an exhibition for them now. And I just don't see anybody beating them. I mean, for me, I thought Liverpool was the main challengers this season. I think they still are the main challengers this season. But Serie are so far ahead of everybody else in the league. They've beaten all the teams that are fighting for relegation. They can beat them. They can beat them hands down. Teams are afraid to play this team.
Oh, save me, Jeebus!
And they're just going to wave the white flag before the match even starts. But the games against the top 6 is what we find out what this Serie team really made of. They've beaten Arsenal away from home. And they've beaten Tottenham at Wembley Stadium. They've drew against Liverpool at Anfield. They still have to play Chelsea, and they've got a massive game coming up next weekend against Manchester United. If they beat Man United, I'm telling you this right now, I'd be finding it really hard at anybody that beats Man City for the title this year. It's going to be very difficult, but that's a massive game for both teams, Man United obviously, and obviously for City. But right now, I don't see who's going to stop them. They're so far ahead of everybody else. The leagues become just like other top leagues, like Serie, where Juventus keep winning it, Ligue, where PSG keep winning it. Yeah, it's going to be really difficult for teams to stop the Juggernaut that is Man City. Southampton, I don't know what your tactics were against Manchester City here. Mark Hughes got that totally wrong. I don't know if they're playing defensive, minded, 10 behind the ball, or they're playing pressing, or whatever. It was half-hearted. Players look absolutely mentally don't even know what they're doing, and we wonder if Mark Hughes will be the first manager to be sacked in the Premier League this season. I can see it happen. David Moyes has been linked with the job. I think David Moyes will manage for Southampton. Wait and see on that, but it can't be as worse as Mark Hughes. Now heading to La Liga, I'm talking about Leganés versus Atletico Madrid. Leganés got a really good point this weekend against Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid have been poor. Poor is an understatement. They've been dreadful, to be honest. Their players look so lethargic and just look weak, to be honest. Now, against Leganés, you could say they just had a bad day at the office. Possibly, yes. But they are since they got beat by Dortmund 4-0, they haven't really played great football. Now, Atletico Madrid, they're not the best team in terms of watching, like Man United, but they always get the results. They always find a way of digging out a result out. And this game was one of them. And I don't feel Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid have a really good team this season. Both Thomas and Mar. They kept Tufanil for Antonio Griezmann. They have an outstanding striker in Diego Costa. They've got an incredible manager in Diego Simeone. So how the hell Atletico Madrid somehow struggling in La Liga, but they're third in the league, but they're struggling to score goals? I don't get it. I don't know if it's a mental thing, if it's a fatigue thing, but I don't know about Atletico Madrid. At times they can be amazing, at times they can just be bang average. But we'll wait and see on that. They got a decent point at best, you could say. Another point, I think that's a really good point for that. I know that we're leading this game, but Leganés should have won the game. Good point for Leganés, who should feel done by of not winning the match. Now heading back to Ligue 1, and Montpellier are absolutely flying right now in Ligue 1, and they got another win this weekend. 3-0 win against Marseille. Probably they're going to be their main challengers for the Champions League places this season. And Marseille, I keep saying every weekend, they're so bad, it's an understatement. Now, before people say, but Monaco are bad, Monaco in the relegation zone. True, Monaco are in the relegation zone. Monaco are in the relegation zone because they sold all their best players. Marseille have to rely on one man to dig them out of a net, and ain't doing it, it's Florian Thauvin. But Florian Thauvin was just back from major injury from international duty for France. But Payet, again, he's so fucking useless. It's like, I don't know, it's like you have a tool, right? You got a hammer, which hammer a nail. JJ Payet, I want to get that hammer and hammer on his fucking head because he's got good enough. He's just, I don't know what's happened to him. I don't know. Like last season, he had a really good end of the season. This season, now since he scored that world class goal against Strasbourg, he's been awful. And his consistency has been, he's just not consistent. He's never consistent. So, to be honest, I don't think Luis Enrique will be a Marseille manager. It's on a thin ice right now. And with this result, damn right he is. Montpellier are flying. They're now second in the league, joint number points with Leo. They're ahead of them on goal difference. And they look a real team to be Champions League contenders this season for the top three. And the last game is Newcastle United got their first win of the season. That's right. Let me just say that again. Newcastle United got the first win of the season. Took them 11 attempts to get the first win, but they got there with the line. It might have been the worst match I possibly have ever seen. It's like two bulls locking horns at each other. That's what that match was. Just players taking lumps from each other. It's like 19th century football at best. It was terrible. Players couldn't put a pass from A to B together. But Newcastle got the line. Key came on in the second half for the injured John Shelby, putting a great ball in from a free kick. Perry, right place, right time, scores the header. Don't know why he doesn't, to be honest. He's just a menace in the box, to be honest. I think that's what he is. But a really good 3 points, massive 3 points, and huge 3 points for Newcastle United, gets them out of the relegation zone with one win. With the worst start in the club's history, they somehow are out of the bottom three. That tells you how shit the other three relegation teams have been this season. Man, do your team been shit. So, massive 3 points for Newcastle United. Rafa Benitez is doing the best he can with the worst bunch of players I think he's ever had in terms of talent in his disposal ever as a manager. But somehow he's doing miracles. And yeah, Mike Ashley is still an arrogant bastard. I hope he still sells the football club. And get out of my fucking club, you fat, arrogant toad. That's all I would say on that, really. Big win for Newcastle United, out of the relegation zone with that win against Watford. So guys, then the football impact for this episode. Don't forget to put in the comments, see how your team did this weekend. Did your team win? Did your team lose? Did your team got thrashed like Southampton did? Or did you just enjoy the weekend just like everybody else? Put in the comments down below, I would really like to know. Anyway, that's all I've got to say, guys. Hope you don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to click on that notification bell as well. Have a great one. The Natural is out.